Coming up, Jay. How you doing tonight? Good. How are your solar panels working out?
They're awesome.
Good.
We love having free energy, for not only for our house but our vehicles. It's awesome not supporting foreign oil.
Give us your name and address.
Squyres, 3208 Village Crest Court.
Oh, and everybody acts like we don't have that many people speaking tonight, so I know the thing says 3 minutes, but take your time. We're not in that big of a hurry.
Well, I'm going to keep it simple, laser focused, like you said. I'm only going to concentrate on screening. That's all I want to talk about this evening. It's a big issue. I obviously am totally against it. I've submitted numerous emails with reasons why, but we do not want to add more water requiring plants. We have a garden where we don't want to add anything in front of it restricting sunlight. We also don't want to restrict anything on our panels. So in my case and other people's cases, you cannot screen in front of ground mounts. I also listed numerous reasons in the emails why you shouldn't screen in front of them also. So, excuse me, solar's beautiful. We want people to see them. Everybody should try to get a zero electric bill. The state doesn't require screening them. We love being net zero, and sorry, I'm a little nervous tonight. And our HOA doesn't require screening in front of them either. If you look at their number 6 on the Wellington screening, it says only if you desire to screen. So there are no rules in this city, and there are no rules in our HOA that require any type of screening on AC equipment, pools, or spa equipment. And I'll just leave it at that, and I appreciate everybody working on this.
So, Jay, I want to ask you a question. You go first, Steve.
Jay, one quick question. When you talk about screening, are you under the impression that the ordinance would, I'll just make up something. Here's my phone. Mm-hmm. Say, here's the array. Are you under the impression that the screening would be around the array, or are you under the impression that the screening would be at the fence line, screening it from your neighbor?
If you did it at the fence line on my property, it would not screen them. We're at the very highest point, and from the park or in the walking trail, it's 15 feet above our fence. You're still going to see them.
No, but I mean, are you under the impression that the screening is directly adjacent to
It's however you want to put it. It could be in front of the panels, or it could be the fence line.
Okay. Here's a question for Chuck. Chuck, in the ordinance, is the screening specifically around the array, or is the screening at the fence line to screen it from a neighbor?
The intent would be at the fence line.
Okay.
So, Jay, I wanted to ask you about just the screening. So we all have your email. We're looking at it.
Yeah, it's from my awesome neighbor.
Yeah. So, as you said, solar's beautiful, and we all want everybody to see it. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. My wife reminds me of that every night. So some neighbors, as you do this, and I was thinking about this as Chuck was talking about this. A lot of residents, they have 6-foot fences, and you're going to be able to see over a 6-foot fence, because I think this would stick up 8 feet is what our ordinance would say that it would allow it. And so, but I was thinking about that as Chuck was presenting this. If you have screening on the ground, isn't that going to, as it grows, you have to keep it really manicured, because then it's going to interfere with it just being effective. And so, I was just trying to think about how you could make this work, but you have to put yourself in your neighbor's shoes, because not everybody is going to think this is attractive as you do. Or your neighbor said that, hey, he thought that he didn't have any problems with it, but not everybody's going to feel that way. And I saw your comment at the bottom. It says, hey, what's next? Are we going to start mandating that everybody has to screen around their AC equipment, their pool and spa equipment? And so yeah, I'm not big on I hate the idea of putting regulations in there. I think putting regulations on people is a bad thing for government to be doing. There's a thing for safety, but beyond that, there's just something that about, we just have to put ourselves in other people's shoes. So I was wondering what your thoughts are about that. And I think Allen gets around that. They just don't allow it.
It's like politics. You're not going to have everybody on your side, but our HOA did a survey, and 72% of our residents enjoy and like solar. So you got to go with the majority.
So your HOA said that
Our HOA sent a solar survey to all 2,400 of our residents, and the survey results showed that 72% would buy a home next door to people that had solar, and they enjoy solar.
Did the solar
Packet as well.
did the solar say that was solar that's on the ground, or did it differentiate between being on the rooftop as opposed to being on the ground?
At the time it did not. It only said, would you buy a house next door to a house that had solar, and they said yes.
See, and I think most people probably are thinking that it's probably rooftop solar. I'm not thinking that, and so anyway, I don't know. I just try to put myself in somebody else's shoes. I'm not sure that everybody is going to. So anyway, okay. Well, thank you, Jay. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
James.